Hi guys, Heather with FeatherBear Designs. I'm going to be working on another tutorial today. I'm doing a tie-dye glitter cup and I'm pretty excited about it because I haven't done anything like that before. I'm totally freehanding it and it's coming right out of my head, so it's not something I practiced or even planned for. I picked my colors, I grabbed my cup, and I started going for it, and I decided that I should probably film while I'm doing it because I most likely won't want to do it again afterwards, nor will I be able to replicate it because it's going to be so one of a kind. So I had already gotten started. Excuse me. I'm using a white cup from Walmart. This is the Ozark Trail. They're already painted white. I figured it would just be easiest, and I'll show you the colors that I'm using in just a moment. But I already started with the red, and I'm going to show you how I did that. This is just going to be the first layer, so you won't be able to see all of the cup through this on the second layer. But this is how we're getting started. I'm going to be using, let me get my colors back out here. Recollections glitter today. I'm going to be using the extra fine cherry. I want that focus. Extra fine cherry, extra fine muse, extra fine pumpkin, extra fine marine, extra fine emerald. Apparently I like extra fine glitter. I'm also going to be using gold, but that is on the table from my rose gold video I did, so I'll have to grab that. Give me one moment here. I'm going to get everything set up and ready for you guys, and I will be right back. Okay, so I am all set up. I have all of my glitters lined up here. If you can see, I put them in rainbow order, or at least my version of rainbow order. I have the red, the purple, blue, green, gold, and then the orange, because that is the order that I intend to use them on the cup, and it's just easier to have them all ready to go. I'm also going to be using one of the poles off of my turner, and we have other videos on our channel about these poles, so if you have any questions about those, we do have videos up about these as well. When I'm done with this, it pops right onto my automatic turner, so super, super handy. Makes doing the glitter work so much easier. So if you guys can see what I'm doing here, I'm going to put this right into the cup. That way I can be sure that it's even so my cup doesn't turn funny when I put it on there. And then I have a handle to do all of my glittering. So the way I'm going to do this, I'll show this up close, it is really chunky. Like, it's not a straight line because this is not a spiral, this is tie-dye, and tie-dye bleeds and it runs into the other colors. And we're going to attempt to achieve a dye-like ombre on this glitter. So here goes nothing. Let's see what we can do. I'm using dishwasher safe Mod Podge. And for this one, if you guys have seen my other videos, I usually use a paintbrush that's about 1 inch wide. But for this one, I'm going to be using this 1/2 inch version here because I'm going to need to get back in there. Now, I already laid this down. I just started with my brush and I tapped in this little spot right here. And then as I wanted it to get wider, I started tapping in the Mod Podge like this with my brush, and that's how I got these little frayed edges. So I just was tapping it in and I was going back and forth and making it wider as I went. And I'm not worried about missing pieces here because the next color is literally going to overlap this by about 1 inch. So just, I tapped that in there, not worrying about getting a smooth edge or any of that because that's not how tie-dye is. So our next color that we're going to be using is the Muse. So I'm going to go ahead and do my Mod Podge. And I'm going to go right into the inside first, and then we'll work the outside. So I'm going to go right next to the red here on the inside. Right up on top of the red, as well as right next to the red. And I'm just going to pounce that Mod Podge in because I don't want straight lines. And if you turn your brush sideways, then you get that choppy feeling. Make sure you're taking this more on top of your previous color than you are out into the actual cup, because otherwise your pieces are going to be too thick. Patting that in. Again, patting the brush like this is what's going to give you those edges that look like tie-dye. If you take your brush and you run it around like an actual paintbrush, your lines are going to be too smooth and it's not going to read like a dye. So we're pouncing that Mod Podge into the red and a little bit next to it on the cup. And then how I'm going to do this is I'm going to hold the glitter a little further away so that I can get that blend. You guys can see. Shake that off. And we have the next color. This is going to be so pretty. Now when I go in to do my blue, it's going to go on top of the purple as well. So it's just going to keep overlapping each other. Now I keep paper down when I'm doing ones like this where I'm using multiple colors. And I move each one to the side until I'm completely done. So when I go back and I do more purple, I'll pull that paper back over here and use the same one. At the end, I will dump all my colors back into my container. Now what you can do is go on to Google and find yourself an inspiration pick for how you want your tie-dye to look, and just follow that loosely to get the look that you desire. See, for me, I found one on a shirt that I thought was really pretty, so I'm using that as my inspiration picture. And I like using the classic rainbow colors on it as well because it reads as tie-dye. But if you start using different colors on it, it's not going to look so much like tie-dye, it's just going to look like a colorful cup. If you use those traditional rainbow colors, anyone that looks at this is going to know what it is. Next color up is the Marine by Recollections. Again, I'm dusting from far away so that I don't get any clumps because I want that all to blend. I don't want any big solid blocks of color. Shake it off. So far, so good. Moving on to the next color. I just put my paper with glitter on the floor. Don't tell anyone. Okay. Taking just the edge of my brush, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to pounce right over that blue because I want that green to go inside of this curve as well. You can see. I want to bring that green around and thin out my blue line a little bit. I'm not too worried about my glitter mixing because that's going to be the overall appeal of this cup, is that they blend and mix into each other. When you're doing an actual tie-dye, if anyone's ever done a tie-dye before, you know that your red gets in your green, your blue gets in your orange. It's a thing. It's okay. Okay. Over with the green. wish I had some music playing or something. The quiet is deafening, isn't it? Okay. Again, going right back in here, right where that inside curve is, going over the top of the green, pouncing in my Mod Podge. And if you were to look at this closely, like there's green and into the blue, there's blue into the purple. It really is very striking in person. And I'm not even in frame. Hi guys. Okay, over the top of that. I'm going to go in with this gold. Shake that off. I like the way this looks so far.